This is Cleveland Brown, and you are now listening to That Wrestling Podcast, and it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, baby. It's a Wednesday. Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Money, it's Clyde, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
That's right, baby. Roll it up and yeah!
Man, lots to get into today, man. Lots to get into today, brother. I'm glad you're here with us for the madness. Last night was Superstar Shakeup Chapter 2. Going to touch on the Smackdown results also. Lots to get into, man. Evidently, Superstar Billy Graham had some words for Kofi Kingston, and Kofi had a response recently. We got some more news on Sasha Banks to touch on today. WWE star, a huge WWE star, actually requested their release yesterday. Bubba Ray had some thoughts on EC3. So much to hop into today, brother. So you ready to do this?
Let's hop on in there, brothers. Get it done.
Man, we're going to play a little random wrestling knowledge with Clyde. We got some cool advertisers, cool ads lined up. Can't wait to share those with you guys today. And also, I think Ronnie James special guest might join us a little later if he's got a few minutes. So, yeah, it's going to be a special show, brother. But before we hop into the madness, do you want to be so kind to tell the people, the audience, baby, what's going to happen if this podcast is lucky enough to hit 1,000 subscribers?
We'll get David a nice Elvis suit, and you're wearing me out, man. No headshots, though. Just maybe the back or the buttocks.
What about the back of the neck?
I don't. God bless. Maybe a buttock shot, the left buttock cheek, maybe.
I got you, brother. I got you, man. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the news for today. You ready to do this, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Evidently, yesterday, man, and we're gonna continue on with this, our never-ending saga of who's coming and who's going lately, brother. Did you hear that Luke Harper officially asked for his release from the WWE yesterday?
Yes, unfortunately, I heard that. Man, what a talent. I wish they really could have figured out something to do with him. I was a big fan, and I'm still a fan, Maybe he'll go to AEW. I just figured, WWE left some money on the table with Luke Harper.
Yeah, I'm a huge Luke Harper fan, man, and we've discussed this at length in the past on a previous show, but we can hop into this a little bit today, man. But out of all those original members of the Wyatt family, man, I thought Luke had the most well-rounded, he had the best ring work and mic work. He was kind of like the most well-rounded of the whole group, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely got unbelievable skill. He's got that Bruiser Brody feel to him, man. I thought he could have been a really, really special talent, and then they did run hot and cold with him. I think the biggest thing he ever did in the WWE, besides the Wyatt family, he was the Intercontinental Champion once. I mean, I'm sure that was a big deal for him.
Yeah, it had to be a big deal, brother, because really, I mean, I guess that was the highlight of his career when, looking back his WWE days. And like you said, dude, they've kind of dropped the ball with so many guys recently. But at the same time, you got to look at it from their perspective, too. They've got so many guys on the roster. You can't use everybody all the time. And, sometimes that just kind of breeds a little bit of discontent and unhappiness backstage, unfortunately,
Yeah, they're definitely time constraints when you're dealing with that much talent and time and content. People can fall through the cracks. We've seen it in the past, and unfortunately, we'll probably see it in the future.
And there's egos involved in this also, and as much as like a Luke Harper, wants to perform in the ring and just be about the match, like win or lose, I don't know, I guess, and this is coming from somebody that's never really taken a bump, so I don't really know, I couldn't tell you, but win or lose, I would just be more concerned with just the artistic and expression in the ring, you know what I mean? Rather win or lose or carrying titles, but it does seem like at times, there gets to be egos involved with all this,
Yeah, you're right about that. I would be with you the same way, man. I would look at it more as the art. Let's have a good match, win or lose. But
yeah, let's get the crowd invested in what we're doing. And I guess Luke Harper, who knows why he left? I'm not saying he left because he wanted a title. I mean, he might have just left because he actually wanted some time to put on some art in the ring, and he wasn't really getting any. So
yeah, I look for him to show up somewhere soon.
Yeah, I guess he'll be on the independent circuit for a while, or he might be able to catch him at some conventions and stuff too coming up. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, possibly could show up on that first episode of AEW, and that would be a nice shot across the bow.
Man, wouldn't that be phenomenal? And speaking of like WWE, was dropping the ball and like letting talent slip through the cracks and stuff like that. Bully Ray actually took to Twitter yesterday and was like kind of like giving his thoughts on the way the WWE should be using EC3. And did you see that tweet?
No, but I know he calls it the Twitter machine. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, he was on the old Twitter machine, brother, and he said that he basically said that, and just kind of summarize what he was saying. He was just saying that the WWE should have left EC3 down in NXT to kind of flourish and develop instead of bringing him up to feed him to Braun. And do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I can see where he's coming from. I'm sure him and EC3 are probably friends. They spent some time together. I feel like EC3 could have been a huge star, but I mean, there's still time. Just because he got fed to Braun don't mean his career is completely over.
Yeah, it absolutely doesn't, dude. And I kind of guess I see where where Bully Ray's coming from, because sometimes it does seem like a guy will get caught up only to get lost in the shuffle. Like you had we'll just use Sanity for an example. They was over. The crowd loved Sanity in NXT. I'm sure they was moving merch and. They kind of had their own little machine rolling, and then they call them up, and you see them for an episode or two, and now I think they've just disbanded them altogether, haven't they?
Yeah, I even heard a rumor, I don't know if this has been confirmed, that Alexander Wolf, I believe is his name,
yes,
is gone from WWE.
Oh, wow, and I thought he was pretty talented, man. He could take a mean bump. I remember watching, I guess maybe it was their final match on NXT, man, and he was just bloodied and battered. They was in the War Games match, wasn't they?
Yeah,
he got busted up in one of the War Games matches, really bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed their work, man. I thought a feud with the Wyatt family could have been really big money box office.
Yeah, it could have been huge, man. Well said. And I thought Wolf was a great seller of pain in the ring there, brother.
Yeah, top-notch star. I mean, it's another one of them cases where sometimes these guys and gals, they kind of fall through the cracks due to creative or time constraints or whatever reason it is.
Yeah, well said, brother. Everybody's just slipping through the cracks. And speaking of slipping through the cracks, man, the grains of sand are slipping through the hourglass on us, brother. And we're going to step out and take a real quick commercial break. And I guess we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, if you got an itch and you get it up, there ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream. And we're back. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us here. We're back with a special guest. We got Mr. Ronnie James for the second segment of the day. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Money? It's always a pleasure being with you, my friend.
Man, it's always a pleasure having you on the show, dude. And, man, yeah, glad we got you here. Glad to be here with you today. What do you think about that ad, man, for that Texas Ball Cream?
Hey, I heard a little bit about it, man. I know, one of your other guests, Jerry Negron, he's a spokesman. Not only a spokesman, but he applies it himself.
Oh, yeah, so he's a huge fan of that Ball Cream, man. I didn't know. I have to get a few cans and mail them on out to Negron. I did not know that.
Hey, huge fan, bro. Huge fan.
Well, he's already on the mailing list, man. I'm going to be sure and just slide a couple cans of that. Yeah, that's Texas Ball Cream, not to be confused with Oklahoma Ball Cream, brother.
Right, I heard it. Hey, I heard it was a multi-million-dollar product.
Man, it's beautiful, baby, beautiful. Yeah, thanks for helping us plug that today, Ronnie. So we got a few topics we want to touch on with you today, man, and we appreciate you taking time to join us. And recently, evidently, superstar Billy Graham had a few words for Kofi Kingston. He basically said Kofi Kingston should take some steroids and he needed to bulk up. Here's what he said. He said, notice the word heavyweight is in his title. So, my man, I urge you to start doing some steroids and add about 50 pounds of solid muscle to your championship body. What do you think about that?
Money, I'm going to let you know, man. Billy Graham, he's just looking for attention, my friend. You know, he ain't been in the limelight for a long time, so he wants to, you know, people to hear his name. These days, this generation, I understand in the 80s, yeah, you took steroids and you was big like Hawk, the Incredible Hawk. That's the thing in the 80s. But now, these days, the Daniel Bryans, the AJ Styles, them days are done. You don't have to be the big powerhouse, brick house, you know, all body, no brain type of champion no more. This whole generation's all different. So he's out of his mind looking for some attention, money.
Yeah, well said, dude. And like I said, Ronnie James always dealing some strong opinions, brother. That's why we like having you on the show, dude. But this time I totally agree with you, brother. I think, yeah, the superstar is just looking for the limelight that's seemed to escape him over the last few years. And Kofi actually had a response there. He said, I heard a few things through the grapevine. Honestly, I haven't seen them myself. People can say whatever they want, but as long as they turn on the television, they will see me as champion. And that's all that really matters.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Kofi, and I don't think the guy needs to bulk up. He can do some things in the ring that Superstar Billy Graham never could do, and of course, Superstar Billy Graham had that strength that Kofi never had. So, you know, it's kind of like the pros and cons to each body build, brother.
Oh, yes. Kofi's one of the most talented in-ring performers that the WWE has, period. And he deserves everything that he got going for him right now.
Yeah, well said, dude. Well said on that. I'll agree with that one today, too. I guess we're agreeing today, dude. We got to find something to argue about, dude. The people want some damn heat on here, man.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we agreed on back-to-back topics.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? So, yeah, we'll move right into this, man. Evidently, we got a little more news on Sasha Banks. And have you heard about her and, like, the drama backstage? And evidently, she wanted her release from the, you know, like, demanding her release from WWE.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. And the thing is, though, Money, the thing is, no matter what, there's going to be only one person can be champion. There's only so many people, so many belts to go around, so much limelight to go around. Not everyone, look, listen, this is one thing I learned a long time ago, okay? Not everyone can be the chief. You got to have Indians also. You can't run a tribe. You can't run an organization if you got people all wanting to be chiefs. You got to have Indians also. She just got to chill. Her time will come. She's very talented. We all love her. But this baby crying stuff in the in the back room these days, I'm sick of it, sir. I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, dude. Like you said, man, everybody has their time to shine, dude. Like, you know, everyone should have their chance. And really, it should be more about the artistic, like, expression in the ring. You know, Sasha, she's given a match every week either way, man, and she's a phenomenal performer. And I think if she would just focus more on, you know, the stuff that she can do in the ring, man, everything would work out a lot better for her. Because at the end of the day, it's really about, you know, just getting the crowd engaged and putting on a good show. It's not about winning or losing, in my opinion, dude. I just want to see a good show, and I would hope that the athletes would think that same way, you know?
I understand that. And like I said, I don't like the crying backstage. But also, I do understand a little bit, though, on her side. You got to understand, before they made the hug connection with her and Bailey and made it La La Land, you know, flowers and pillows and all that stuff, you got to understand, Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair put on some of the greatest one-on-one singles women championship matches in competition that I have ever seen. So I understand why she wants to be up there with, like, the Charlotte Flairs and the Becky Lynch's and holding titles and everything, because you got to understand, her and Charlotte Flair's rivalry in their matches, legendary, sir. Legendary, Money. Legendary.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well said on that. Legendary rivalries. And like I said, I guess it's just hard for me, and this is coming from someone who's never, you know, wrestled, but, you know, there's just so much ego involved in it also. You know, that's just hard for, I guess, management to deal with at times too, you know?
Hey, listen. She can always be bagging groceries. It could be a lot worse. Nothing against bagging groceries, because I bag groceries. You know, that was my first job. So I'm not.
It was my first job too, dude. We got something in common.
To quit. Yeah, they need to quit the crying in the backstage. Not everyone can be the chief, man. This is not back in this, 70s. This ain't Bruno Sammartino era where someone's going to hold a belt for 19 years. That belt changes, every single month, it seems like, anymore. So you're going to get the belt again, Sasha. Just chill out.
Yeah, I like that, brother. Speaking of chill out, man, I wanted to tell this guy to chill out the other day, dude. We have another random person's thoughts on our show, and do you care to join us for that segment today?
Hey, I can't wait.
All right, here we go, brother. I'm going to go ahead and let it roll. Without further ado, yeah, here's what he had to say.
You stupid fucking cunt. You, Williamson, I'm talking to you, shithead. Where did you learn your trade, you stupid fucking cunt, you idiot?
Don't call me.
Yeah, so he wanted to know where we learned our trade. He called us a stupid fucking cunt, dude. So evidently...
Hey, you know what? I would like to see that man come down to the studio and say that to the King's face. I mean, he says a lot of stuff, but I've not yet seen this man come down and say it to our face, though, Money.
Well, the thing is, brother, it's different people every time.
It's different people.
Yeah, man, we can't find a fan.
Talking shit all the time.
It's different people, dude. We can't find it. We're trying. Our mission is to find a fan of the show. So every time we run into somebody like with a wrestling shirt on or something, we say, "Hey, man, do you know about our show?" And usually the first word out of their mouth is "fuck you." Once we tell them what show we're doing, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, he sounds similar to the other guys, so I'm thinking that maybe we're just interviewing a whole bunch of mob members. I take it.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm asking in the wrong parts of town, brother. There's something going on.
Yeah, the wrong parts of town. You're interviewing all the Italian mafia members, man.
Man,
you got to go somewhere else.
So you're saying I should be standing outside of the wrestling arena and not the halfway house?
Hey, period, man. You're down there in New York. You're down there in Chicago. You're down there by the pizza parlors and stuff. You got to go somewhere else, my friend.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna. You know what? Maybe next time you can point us in the right direction, brother. We're gonna get together on that off the air, man. And see if we can't hook up.
Columbus, Ohio, Hilltop. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves this show. Everybody on the Hilltop loves all of you.
Man, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Well said, dude. And, man, I guess we're going to have to hop off here and pay some bills for a quick commercial break. But before we do, man, you want to share any closing thoughts for today? And we'll be back with Clyde to close the show out. So you got any thoughts for him also?
I got one thing. I got two different things. One, I want Lars Sullivan is the most overrated human being in the whole wide world. He's not going to last. And second, Clyde, I hate your guts.
Oh, well said. Hot take on Lars, brother. I love it. Yeah, we'll have to touch on that a little later, dude, because I'm actually a huge Lars fan. But our back's to the wall with this commercial break, brother. So
there we go. We disagree.
We disagree, damn it, right on the way out the door. So thanks for joining us today, Ronnie. I appreciate it, man. And we'll have to touch on that Lars thing a little more later. We'll be right back with Clyde, folks. Hey, this is the champ, Cocky Balboa. Come on down and see us at Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage. We've got everything. We've got something to put a little lead in your pencil and something to put a little fire in the oven. We've got children's toys, baby clothes, Easter baskets, lawn furniture, tools. You tell them, honk.
We got broken guitars, we got working guitars. We got illegal animals and fake IDs, baby.
That's right, baby. You come on down and see us. That's the Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage, baby, at the corner of 4th and Cedar in Brooklyn. And we're back. What a guest. What a segment. What a commercial. What a show it's been today, brother. Now we're back to close out with Clyde. What is up, brother?
All hell is broken loose here at the WWF LJ and Maniacs.
Yeah, Ronnie James nice enough to join us for a little madness there, brother. That was awful nice of him there, man.
Yeah, he's out of control, man.
Yeah, I didn't even tease it enough going into that last commercial break. I should have prepared the audience to brace themselves for the madness, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. It's like a storm warning. You know, there's a possible storm in the area. Take cover.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, man. So before we hop into to close out the show, man, do you want to go ahead and play your favorite segment of the day and my favorite segment of the day?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna close the show out with a little bit of Smackdown. The Smackdown results and then the final Superstar Shakeup thoughts. But before we do that, brother, let's go ahead and play this. It's called Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
I'm ready.
Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every day we ask Clyde 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's hop into today's episode. All right, question 1, brother. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Man, these are hot and fresh off the skillet today, brother. What is Elias's real name? Question 1.
Good Lord. Let me see.
Nah, don't be getting that Google machine out, brother. Let me see. You're on a tablet. Hold on 1 second.
I actually have no clue. Final answer.
All right, man. Let me ask Mr. Producer Man that one, dude. I thought he was going to research for a minute. Actually.
No, I would never do that.
I'm just joking, man. Mr. Producer Man, I have no clue. Final answer. Totally wrong. Totally wrong, dude. Horribly wrong. And
See, that proves right there that I never cheat, or I'll just get them all.
This is a question that I was excited about having was question 1, because I'm a huge Elias fan, but I'm going to butcher his name, dude, unfortunately. I'm going to try my best to pronounce it. Elias, I know you think everybody's listening out there, Clyde. So, Elias.
Yeah, he's on there.
I know you're out there listening, brother. Please don't smack me with a guitar for butchering your name. His name actually is Jeffrey Scilio. Jeffrey Scilio. It's spelled Sciullo, his last name.
Maybe an Italian name. That's
Learn
nice,
something new
nice
every day.
name. Yeah, it's a little different.
I think he was born in 87, too. Huge Elias fan here, by the way, brother, if you didn't know that.
Yeah. 87. Good Lord, we are getting old, bro.
Getting old, brother. I know Elias. I know we're older than Elias. That's crazy. All right, here we go.
I
brother.
used to babysit Elias.
Used to change that boy's diapers. All right, here we go. What year, question two, brother. What year did the New Day form?
Let's see. The New Day, I'm going to say the New Day formed in 2014. Final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2014. Final answer.
Day rocks.
Well done, brother.
Day rocks.
I think you got the.
Get the little New Day rocks there.
I think you got the Google machine out over there, brother.
No, just a super fan of the New Day, brother.
Yeah, speaking of Superfan Mike Britt's going to join us tomorrow, brother.
Oh, that's going to be an honor and a privilege.
Yeah, I can't wait to have him on. It's always fun. We got Mike Britt on the show, brother. Yeah. Okay. So let's hop into question 3. You're what are you 1 for 2 today? So let's get question 3 before I forget it. What year did Charlotte Flair make her NXT debut?
Charlotte Flair's NXT debut was in 2013. That's my final answer, sir.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2013. Yeah, not only that, dude. Did you know in 2014 then she went on to win the NXT championship also?
Yeah, she's something else, man. She's a dominant alpha female.
Yeah, she is, dude. Well said on Charlotte, brother. So, yeah, well done today on the show, brother. 2 for 3. Remember, if you can ever go 3 for 3, they're going to increase our catering 50 cents each time you do that for the week. So,
and get away from these bolognas and Kool-Aid.
No, this week for catering, we just got a box of ramen noodles. It was just like one of them little cases, like $2 cases from Kroger's or whatever.
Oh, man, those make great stocking stuffers for the
family. They do, brother. Well said. So let's go ahead and close the show out today. I've been waiting to hop into this with you all day, brother, ever since the show went off the air last night. I've been truly excited about this segment here. And last night was Smackdown. We kind of got to see part 2 of the Superstar Shakeup. And do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, I loved it, man. I feel like Smackdown got some of the better superstars, really, with Roman and Elias. And I just loved the whole show from top to bottom. It was very entertaining.
It was very entertaining, man, and I'm guessing at this point that KO is going to stay on SmackDown, man, and I'm a huge KO fan. I'm glad to see – I like my KO as a face, baby. I'm not going to lie, and I'm glad to see him out there kicking off the show with the New Day and the WWE champion Kofi Kingston out there in the ring, and unfortunately Big E's going to be out for a little while, but KO stepped in a big way, and they had an awesome match to start the night. And you want to kind of recap that one for us?
Oh, I loved it, man. Like you were saying, I think I'm with Kevin Owens on the babyface side too. He showed a lot of comedic chops there, man, with the gyrating and the pancake eating training. That was hilarious. Even the entrance, he did Big E's entrance and all that. I hope maybe going forward they'll have a special guest New Day member maybe every week till Big E comes back.
Yeah, well said, dude. And I kind of and I hate to say this, dude, because yeah, but I would be more of a fan of like the special guest, like participant in the New Day than I am. Like I know they was kind of teasing that for the Shield. Like after Ambrose leaves, the Shield's gonna have a special guest member as they tour around. Like that just really doesn't do a lot for me, to be honest with you. But this New Day guest filling in, I don't know why, it just feels more exciting to me, brother.
Well, what it is with the Shield, it's such a serious, it's a serious faction. With the New Day, man, they're on the creative side, it's limitless what you can do with these guys, because they're comedy gold, and plus they're they're top athletes too. So yeah, they got an edge that they're just now starting to get some credit for.
Well said, brother. Well said, brother. Yeah. So after that, we had Finn Balor took on Mustafa Ali. Man, what did you think about that? And as Finn Balor made his SmackDown debut,
I thought it was the best match I'd seen on either Raw or SmackDown. I kind of talked about this the other day. I kind of felt like Finn was coming to SmackDown. You know, I was like, why is he wearing blue and white on Raw? I thought the match was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal match, and man, both of them guys can go in the ring, and I'll tell you what, man, some of these smaller guys, man, they've got to just get some more FaceTime for like Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy and those kinds of guys, because these guys are truly exceptional.
Thank you. And I think the same thing. It's like, yeah, the Shield, man, and it's starting to feel like it again with Roman coming out. You know, it's always going to be about these same guys, and we get a few other guys in here.
Yeah,
Hopefully
exactly, dude.
Happen.
I like some of the
Soon.
high-flying stuff sometimes. Like you said, like when Ali tried that 450 splash and Balor rolled out there and then delivered that corner drop kick, and, you know, he finished it with the coup de grace, man, and got the pin there. And that was just a beautiful ending, man. That's just something you're not going to see with some of the big guys. Not that I'm not a fan of the big guys, but, you know, that was just cool to see.
Yeah, some of your best wrestlers in the world, man, are the smaller guys, and you know they're not even really that small, but compared to you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're like our size. I think I weigh like 205 pounds. So
yeah, you'd be exactly at the cruiserweight.
Be a
You're
205.
a bologna sandwich away from being over, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. One Skittle away. Hey, man. So after that, we had Carmella come out and take on Charlotte Flair. And what did you think about this match?
I thought it was solid. You know, solid. Kind of short match. I always enjoy seeing R-Truth out there chopping it up with the crowd. He always tries his best, man. And Montreal is a great wrestling city. I enjoyed the match. It was no surprise there that Charlotte was going to win, though.
Yeah, I did too, and I kind of think part of the reason why they scheduled the match like they did, which was because they wanted to have squeeze Lars in again, and it worked out good, man. I thought it was a cool little angle, and the whole thing played out pretty cool, and it was nice to see Lars come back out there and deliver some more pain, baby.
It almost feels like Lars is doing the legend killer gimmick without outright saying it, because everybody he's attacked so far has been like veterans, guys who've been around for years and years.
Well, I love these monsters like we've talked about before, man. And, you know, like with Braun, he was so hot, not this past WrestleMania that just ended, but the one before in New Orleans, man. He was probably the hottest guy on the roster at the time, in my opinion, dude. And they've just cooled him on their own, dude, which is still like when you got a star on your hands, you know, like push him. And so hopefully they don't kind of, you know, give Lars any 50-50 booking or kind of make him look stale or weak, man. I like my monsters strong, baby.
Yeah, he is a throwback. Everything about him, look, skill, it just reminds me of the monsters from, you know, 60s and the 70s even.
And that style looks a little stiff out there too, brother.
yeah, he looks a little crazy. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well said, dude. So after that, did Becky Two Belts come out and address the WWE Universe?
Yeah, old Becky Two Belts, man. Again, the Montreal crowd, they was putting that over. I see where they started a nice chant for that. Yeah, she come out, and then the rest of them came out right along with her.
Yeah, and then what do you think about this new tag team? Is it Asuka and Kairi Sane?
Oh, I love it, man. And putting Paige with them is perfect, because these girls, there is a little issue with their English not being so great. I think it'll work out perfect having Paige out there with them, and I see these girls winning the tag team belts sooner than later.
Yeah, this whole segment really was just just kind of to introduce the revamped SmackDown's women's roster, really, wasn't it?
Kind of felt like it, man. It was definitely strong on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of got to see, you know, who's gonna be in contention here in SmackDown. I guess we got Ember Moon out there also, and Billy Kay and Peyton Royce are out there, right? I mean, Bayley now is on SmackDown. Is that right?
Yeah, Bayley's a little heelish. She said she's all ran out of hugs. So
yeah, we was just talking about that yesterday, and I kind of mentioned that, not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. Yeah, I was thinking maybe they're going to turn these girls heel. You know, maybe they're going to turn these girls heel.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Bayley had a little bit of edge to her. She seemed a little irritated out there, so it'll be interesting.
Just a little bit agitated. Yeah, cool to see Bayley out there. So the shakeup. So they acquired Bayley, they acquired Finn Balor. You know, lots of talent on the move there coming towards SmackDown. It seems like.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love the shakeup, and it gives fresh chances to wrestlers that deserve it for all the hard work they put into their craft.
Yeah, so they put on that nice little eight-woman tag team match, and Sane, Moon, Asuka, and Bayley defeated Rose, Deville, Royce, and Kay, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I'll probably watch that match again. That's how much I like that one.
Yeah, way to show off the women's roster there. I kind of like that. It's kind of like an introduction to kind of what you're going to be seeing and kind of like some of the feuds that might develop over the course of the next year, brother.
Yeah, it was my favorite match of the night.
And then we actually had that.
As far as the entertainment value of it.
Yeah, then we actually had that Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Kevin Owens match versus Cesaro, Rusev, and Nakamura. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the show, they was just having like a kickoff chat there, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, that one was good, man. I enjoyed that one also.
Yeah, well said, dude. Good match, and yeah, awesome to see KO out there. And what do you think about though? Where was Sheamus at? Where was what's up with Sheamus?
Well, he could be going to Raw. I mean, at one time, Sheamus was a threat to win any title, and in the last couple of years, he's been kind of a tag team wrestler. Maybe they're going to rebrand him because at one time he was a brogue kick away from winning any title in WWE.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Vicious maneuver. Talk about a stiff-looking maneuver, baby. That thing looks vicious sometimes, baby.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I would like to see him do a little better with Sheamus.
And so next was my favorite segment of the night, dude. Vince announced SmackDown's greatest acquisition ever.
Yeah, I know you and Marlena both love that.
Yeah, and then Elias came out, and I was like, dude, now me and Vince, we're on the same wavelength here on something for once, brother. He that man recognized real, dude. I was like, Vince knows true talent when he sees it, brother. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, every damn time it has to happen, dude. It has to be interrupted, dude. And yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience, if they don't already know, who came out and interrupted Elias?
It had to be Superman himself, Roman Reigns. But he is a superstar. But I'm kind of with you, and I'm not even that big of a fan of Elias. I enjoy Elias more than I do Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, man. I'm just a huge fan. The guy's got the charisma. Not a bad worker in the ring. Phenomenal on the mic. Elias, man. Huge fan. And basically, they've just buried him for months. They're kind of giving him, is it the Kurt Hawkins treatment? Who was it who lost like 5,000 matches in a row? Was it Kurt Hawkins?
Yeah. All the way until he wins the belts at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Kurt Hawkins might want to watch out, dude, because Elias is going to be hot on his heels here real soon.
Yeah. WWE does stand for walks with Elias.
That's right, brother. Yeah, so it was good to see you. I guess it's really good to see Roman healthy, though. I'll say this, and good to see him back out there wrestling. And hopefully he can just find a little more charisma and just get a little bit of spark behind his character in some way. I'm not opposed to pulling for Roman. I just need to see some life from the character. You know what I mean? I just want to see something to engage me and draw me in. And get me, I guess, invested in the character.
Yeah, I've went as cold as a December in Louisville, brother.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you at all. Speaking of cold, man, I think Vince is running a little cold on our show for today, man. So I guess here we'll go ahead and put a bow on this episode and get ready to hop out. And yeah, if you guys out there don't know, please check us out. We've got the new site up and rolling. It's thatwrestlingpodcast.com. Just waiting on an SSL certificate to update, and then the store will be ready up and rolling. You can click to the YouTube channel straight from the website. We've also got a nice article we're going to be releasing here real soon. We'd like to thank Austin Clark for being our first staff writer on the thatwrestlingpodcast.com. He's got a beautiful opinion piece we're going to release here at some point this afternoon on the site. So we appreciate all you guys out there listening. If you like us, put us over. And Clyde's going to go ahead and put a bow on today's episode.
All right, everybody out there listening to us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell anybody. And if you don't like us, let us know that too. Hit us with the King Kong Bundy Splash for the 5 count. One quick note, Viceland tonight for all the wrestling fans. Going to cover the Montreal Screwjob. That comes on at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. This podcast will be shared on our Facebook affiliate pages, Bliss Army, Becky Lynch Mob, Hitman Heart Fan Club, the Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlitos Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, WWF LJ and Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling, Let's Get Rowdy With It, WWE Retro Fan Club, Wicked Thoughts, and Music for Thought.
Well said, brother. I appreciate you having that list ready every day because I know you don't do a damn bit of preparation for the show, but you do have that list, and for you having that, brother, you've just made my list. So thanks for having that ready. And people, if you like us out there, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
It's not a
Teach that.